Good morning. I'm in the community center at Greg and Phyllis's building. I'm about to go up and have coffee with Greg and then go to the YMCA. So this video is about not hating the suffering. So when Jesus died, he had to endure a lot of suffering. And in life, sometimes our walk is, it replicates things that with Jesus's walk, right? So some of us are going to go through suffering in order to get the salvation of ourselves and the salvation of others, right? And you don't have to hate it. That's just the way it has to go. And with this disorder, it mimics so many different, it replicates so many different diseases. It's all the symptoms of a lot. A few of them are RA, MS, Parkinson's, Tourette's, narcolepsy, epilepsy, autism, processing sensory disorder, and a bunch of other stuff, right? So what's such a blessing about this specific disease is I could be the deep calling onto the deep now in so many areas. Even, I could now speak to somebody in their 80s that has Alzheimer's. That's, a lot of symptoms of that, and Parkinson's and other things that you don't get till being a senior. And it's opened this whole broad horizon of being able to be the deep calling the deep. And now I could minister to them. Maybe I'll get a healing anointing in that area. And when I pray for them, it's just so different, that unspoken understanding. Like, I know what your RA feels like. I feel it in every ounce of my body. I feel this, I experience this. Like, when I'm praying with you, like, we're in it together. Like, it's just this power and that understanding. Even people in certain circumstances, as you just look at each other and you just know, and so it's really a blessing that instead of having symptoms of one disease and only being able to talk to one group, there's just this whole different group now that I never ever would have had the opportunity to share these experiences with. I had some other stuff to say, and I hope it comes back to me, because that wasn't the main thing I was gonna say, but my brain's a little foggy today. So it's just, I choose the Jesus way no matter what, because sometimes, and I'm guilty of this, we could start to resent God or hate God or draw further from God when we're crying out to him and he's not taking our pain. He's not taking our sickness. He's not taking us from that hurtful situation or saving that family member, and for years, my biggest heart cry was to want a husband, right? And I had to start wanting that at 18 years old, but really at like 4, I was that little girl that planned her wedding and thought about her husband and her house and her kids and having the greenhouse and making stuff. Like, I had my whole life planned and envisioned, and that was my escape. I would lay there and daydream about this every waking moment of my life. My alarm went off. And then when I had kids, I wanted that more because I wanted them to have a stepdad. So I took already this pain I was having, and now it was magnified, because now I went from wanting that for me to now wanting that to also have what I thought was a complete family and the dream life, right, of mommy, daddy, kids, and all that, because it's very different. Being alone, seeing the first steps, the first words, Christmas morning, it's just very different. Never having that partner look up and smile and talk to, and it's a different experience, right? So for a while, I started pulling away from God, because I'm like, God, there's billions of men in the world. I'm pretty sure you could give me a husband. but you're choosing not to. And then I started feeling unworthy and started feeling like, do I not deserve it? Am I that bad, God? Like, I think I'd make a good wife. Like, you can't give me one husband in the whole world, or my kids a dad, you know? And it was such a pain for me. And one day I was at Sandy's church, and this elder at her church, Pat, gave me a prophetic word at the end. And part of it was about the husband and how I've felt the fire in my stomach for God, and it's completely diminished and out, and my cup is empty. And she literally spoke everything. And I went home and I broke down. And I was like, God, I started hating you for not having my husband. And I didn't take into an account, like, I don't know what I need to grow in or go through. I don't know what he has to grow in and go through. He might still be married or overseas or in a place in the world that he has to be before he could come to me. Like, there's all these different scenarios of God's time's always the best time, but when that time is hurting our feelings a million times a day, it's hard to give that up and release that and believe that, right? I didn't. I do now, 100%. But you know, it's so that's why the reason I'm saying all this is to say I'm not new to the feeling of suffering. Now my suffering's different, and the pain I feel with this, it's every muscle, every joint, every bone, it's every ounce of my body in horrific pain, mostly every second of every day, right? And there's times that I want to scream out to God like I'm giving birth and be like, God, take this pain. Like, I didn't know pain could hurt so bad. No idea. And in the past, if you challenged me with a tenth of this, I would have turned my back on God. And now I could experience this life-shattering pain constantly and for a very long time now. And I could just feel no anger towards God. I don't feel like, God, take this. I don't feel anything. I feel like your time, God, whether it's 6 hours or, 14 days or 14 years or the rest of my life, it's your time. I trust it. I will never, ever turn my back on you again. I'll never harden my heart or grow cold to you. I'll never question your timing. I'll never question your purpose. I'll always accept that there's always purpose in the pain, and your way is always better. And I've completely just surrendered even my healing journey to God. And there's things I have to walk through and experience for whatever it is he's bringing me into. And I'm thankful to have had this chance after turning my back on him for so long over the husband thing to now say, all right, God, this is way worse than the husband thing. And I'm going to praise you every second of every day. I'm going to keep choosing the Jesus way. My heart is never going to change. And I'm just going to trust for as long as I have this, it's your will, and I release it, and that's it. So I'm gonna get upstairs and drink my pre-workout and go to the Y. I hope you guys found this to be a blessed message, and maybe it resonates with you. And ask yourself, dig deep, what grudge am I holding against God? And then why? And you know what? Release it and forgive yourself for holding it and talk to God, and that's it. Move on.